Well, there's one thing that's true about horror fans. We love our pets. So much so that I think it's time we count down the top 10 best good boys, best doggos of horror. Okay, so let's go. What's up, guys? This is going to be a special video because this video is going to be dedicated to this guy right here, to Levi. Levi is everything to my family, okay? You've seen him pop up so many times in the videos. Levi's 11 years old right now. Can you believe that? 11 years old. We're going to do a video for the top 10 good boys, the top 10 dogs of horror. And these aren't like evil dogs, okay? So you're not going to see Cujo on this list. These are the dogs that when we see them, they put a smile on our face in horror movies, you know? Sometimes they even give us a break because, you know, in really, really scary movies, it breaks that tension a little bit, you know, just to see a sweet little good boy, right? That's what you are. You're a sweet little good boy. So anyway, I'm going to put you down and then we're going to count down the top 10 with 2 honorable mentions, all right? So quit licking me. Quit licking me. And also, I asked the members of Killer Flicks to post a picture of their pet. Could be a dog, could be a cat, whatever. I'd prefer it to be dogs. But if you see right here, I'm scrolling down right now and you can see images of all the pets of Killer Flicks. And it's just a beautiful thing. We love our pets so much. I think horror fans might love their pets more than normal people. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong, but I think I'm right. So anyway, let's get started with our first honorable mention. It's going to be Buzz from Poltergeist. And if you remember, Buzz is like kind of the first thing you see in Poltergeist because you got that iconic shot. It's dark in the living room and you got the fuzz on the TV and then Buzz walks into frame. But we see Buzz throughout the movie sporadically, you know, and he's always providing comfort to the family. Even in their most horrific moments, you know, they're scared shitless, but all of a sudden here comes Buzz to ease the mood a little bit and to make things a little bit better for this family because there's some crazy stuff going on in Poltergeist, you know, with what this family goes through in that house, trying to rescue Carol Ann from the other side. Luckily, they had Buzz there to provide that emotional support that they needed. So yeah, and Buzz lives throughout the whole movie. Next honorable mention, I had to throw one on here for one of my favorite movies, Halloween 4, Sunday. Sunday shows up pretty early in the movie. You see young Jamie Lloyd when we're really first introduced to her. And she's really upset because she feels like Rachel doesn't want to hang out with her. And she goes and jumps up on the bed. And who is there to console her? Yes, it's Sunday, that beautiful golden retriever. And she's just petting Sunday. And then Rachel comes and Rachel tells her that, hey, I was being a jerk. But I love you, and I'm gonna take you to get some ice cream, and of course, we're gonna get, you guessed it, double scoops. But I don't think Jamie Lloyd would have been as forgiving if not for Sunday, laying there with her, giving her that love. It's too bad that our boy Michael Myers ended up taking the life of Sunday in this movie because there's a history with the Halloween franchise and dogs not really making it out alive. And Sunday, of course, was a victim of that reputation. Number 10 is Bugsy from the Babadook. And Bugsy was one of the few things that wasn't extremely irritating about the Babadook. I like the Babadook. I think it's a very well-directed movie. And I think the son is a little bit too much and you want to strangle the kids. Don't ever strangle your kids. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying through the screen you want to strangle the kid because he's just so annoying in the movie. But that's the character. That's who he's supposed to be. But luckily, we got this cute little dog. I don't know what breed Bugsy is. I guess I didn't do my homework as far as what breeds all these dogs are. But Bugsy does kind of remind me of Levi a little bit. You know, he's one of those little small ankle biter dogs. But Bugsy is another one of those good boys that doesn't make it out of the horror movie. That's the thing about horror movies. Don't expect the dogs to make it out of these movies, okay? But that's what we're here for, right? We're here to honor them. And unfortunately, the dog does succumb to the horror of the Babadook. I think the mother kills him. It's been a while since I've seen the Babadook, but I think so. I need to watch the Babadook again. Number 9 is Sugar from the movie Crawl. Sugar was a really good dog. I like a dog that really gets in there and helps out, and they're in the middle of a frantic situation. And this is, you know, a hurricane. And you got our main character played by Kaya Scodelario, and she's trying to save her dad, who is handicapped in the movie. He's trapped in the house. And you see Sugar throughout the movie just kind of helping out here and there. Luckily, she brings Sugar with her to go and save the dad. But Sugar himself is susceptible to the danger quite a few times in the movie, constantly able to escape the alligators in the movie. And luckily, Sugar survives. Yes, Sugar does not become a Scooby snack for the alligators of Crawl. Number 8 is Zero from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And everybody loves a good ghost dog. And can you make a ghost dog scary? It's kind of hard. They do try in this movie, and you do have that direction of Tim Burton to amp it up a little bit. But Zero's cute, you know? Zero's Jack's little sidekick. And it kind of reminded me of like the Grinch, you know how the Grinch Who Stole Christmas, and he's got his little dog that he's like, he's kind of horrible to that dog. Jack's not as bad to Zero as what happens in the Grinch. And by the way, did you know that if you marry up The Nightmare Before Christmas to Tool's Lateralis album, they go together quite well, actually, and it's pretty eye-opening. And funny enough, there's eyes throughout the album cover, but you have to start it at a certain point. But yeah, it's really cool, kind of like what Pink Floyd did with Wizard of Oz. Yeah, Lateralis with Nightmare Before Christmas. But Zero was a cool pup. Number 7 is Bosco from Voices. I recently just rewatched Voices 2, which is a fun little horror comedy, thanks to the talents of Ryan Reynolds. But Bosco is a boxer. I think he's a boxer dog. But Bosco is like the angel on Jerry's shoulder, and Mr. Whiskers the cat is like the devil, naturally. And they have a lot of fun moments throughout the movie. And there's a lot of times where they're egging Jerry on, especially Mr. Whiskers. So it's nice to have Bosco as that counterbalance, and he's always there to kind of provide that support and that push in the right direction for Jerry. And it's interesting that both animals have different accents, like Mr. Whiskers has a Scottish accent, and Bosco, he has like a southern accent kind of. But everybody loves Bosco. He's a sweetheart. Number 6 is Nanook from The Lost Boys. The Lost Boys is so freaking iconic. One of the best vampire movies ever made. There's a couple dogs in here because you have Max's dog, the Hound from Hell, and then you have Nanook. So I guess Nanook's like the good dog. And Nanook plays a big part in this movie too, especially in the final showdown where they're setting all the booby traps up and everything and fighting David and his gang. Nanook saves Sam a couple times. Once during that scene, he takes out one of the vampires, throws him in the bathtub. But then also earlier in the movie when you got Michael is starting to feel the effects of being a vampire, and he protects Sam and attacks Michael as soon as the door opens. Really effective scene, actually. And Nanook is a badass in this movie. And he looks cool too. He's like a Siberian Husky, and everybody loves Siberian Huskies. Number 5 is Chips from Dawn of the Dead, the remake. Chips was a very important part of that movie because there's a portion of the movie where they're trying to get supplies to a friend, and they're trying to throw off the zombies, and they use Chips to get food to the other side. And what's great about Chips is, you know, you would almost certainly think that the zombies would eat a dog, right? You know, that you would think that he wouldn't be as smart as humans, so they'd be able to grab him. But the zombies, they don't focus their attention on Chips, maybe because he's low to the ground. And so Chips is able to make it, you know, whereas most of the humans in the movie, they don't make it. So way to go, Chips. Number 4 is Barney from Gremlins, which this is a favorite of mine too. I remember in the 80s, they always had some really sweet dogs, and Barney looks kind of like Einstein in Back to the Future. I think that particular breed of dog was used a few times in the 80s. It was just like the go-to dog of the 80s. I don't know what it was, but of course, Barney was in Gremlins. I wonder if it's the same dog that they used in Back to the Future. I don't know, they might have. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. But Barney was always there. He was a good friend to Gizmo. Gizmo is the adorable Mogwai that's owned by Billy. Billy! I love the way he says Billy. Barney catches some damage in this movie. You know, there's a part where the gremlins are running amok, and they have like Barney hanging, and they're making fun of him, and they're playing and everything around him. Poor guy. But Barney does make it through, thankfully. And if you do your research, you'll find that originally in the script, Barney was supposed to be eaten and killed by the gremlins. So sometimes rewrites aren't a bad thing. Number 3 is Precious from Silence of the Lambs, and I'm sure probably most of you would put Precious as number 1, right? Everybody loves Precious. He's a part of one of the most iconic lines in horror history. It puts the lotion in the basket. Buffalo Bill, he's trying to get Precious back. You know, she steals Precious. And it was funny because Buffalo Bill is like the most dangerous, most disgusting guy on the planet. But the one thing that makes him completely inconsolable is his cute little dog, Precious. All the way down to the cute little haircut. I mean, you could tell that he took a lot of time into this dog. This dog meant a lot to him. It might be the only thing that Buffalo Bill loved. And so don't you dare take Precious, because there will be hell to pay. But Precious is adorable and belongs high on this list. Number 2, I'm gonna go with Sam from I Am Legend. Sam was a scene stealer, and it is probably one of the most heart-wrenching moments in horror movie history in my mind. Say what you want about I Am Legend and CGI zombies, but they more than make up for it in the emotion department with Sam. He is Dr. Robert Neville's, played by Will Smith, his only friend throughout this movie. You know, without Sam, he would go crazy. And he even tries to force Sam to eat vegetables. You know, he takes care of Sam. He loves Sam. Sam is everything to him. So when they are attacked by the zombies, the infected, unfortunately, Sam gets bitten and killed. And the scene where he's holding Sam in the bathtub is just heartbreaking. And then later when he has to put his dog to death, oh my God, I'm just getting teary-eyed just thinking about it. It's such a heartbreaking scene. So yeah, Sam from I Am Legend earned number 2. And number 1, who could number 1 be? It's my list, right? So of course, number 1 is going to be Levi. He's literally sitting right over there right now. He usually, when I'm recording in here, Levi is in this room with me, you know, and he'll just be sitting somewhere in the room doing his thing. He likes to lay down a lot. But Levi is just such a big part of our family. He's 11 years old. He could fit in my hand when we first got him. And he's just been a huge part of our lives throughout. You know, in the military, we've moved every 3 years from place to place to place. And ever since we've had him, he's always been that source of comfort for us to get us through stressful times, because moving is stressful. But he brings us so much joy, and we feel like we have a little bit of a gift with Levi because he has massive social anxiety. We've actually put him in doggy obedience training twice, and he failed both times. They didn't want to deal with him anymore because he's just so protected. He's a white miniature schnauzer, and miniature schnauzers are known for being very snippy, very protective, and Levi is like the farthest end of the spectrum. He just doesn't like anybody else besides our family. He's weird like that. But he is the most affectionate, most loving dog that you could ever ask for. And I'll tell you, my wife, she loves Levi more than anything in this world. He is everything to her, and I can see why. Anyway, so I had to get him. Here's Levi. Congratulations, boy. Who's the winner? Who's the big winner? You are, Levi. Levi is the winner, top dog of all time, of all horror movies. It's my list. They're going to say, no, he's not, but yeah, he is. He is. He definitely is. Right, buddy? I mean, look at that face, right? How could you say that that's not the winner? How could you say that that's not the winner? That's Levi. Everybody loves Levi. So anyway, guys, that's my top 10 best doggos of horror. Let me know in the comments who your favorite dogs are of horror. Looking forward to hearing them. Again, this is a good dog list, okay? This isn't like an evil dog list. So looking forward to your picks in the comments. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free for Fridays. Follow my Drumdums on all my socials. Support me on Patreon. Buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.